So how do you work your way back into the game if you're having a bad game? Here's the trick. Most players associate bad games with a lack of scoring. So they're not getting touches, the ball's not being swung their way, their teammates are putting up, their teammates are scoring and stepping into the spotlight, and you feel like you're kind of fading into the background of the game because you're not getting touches, you're not scoring. Maybe the first quarter ends and you have 0 points or only 2 points or whatever the case may be. Because most players associate their performance with how many points they scored, if that is your metric for how well you're playing, then anytime you're not scoring, you are going to mentally begin to spin out and feel like you're having a bad game and going to this panic mode of like, oh, how do I get back into the game and start scoring? Here's the trick. Classic law of reverse effort. The harder you try to play well, i.e. the harder you try to score, the harder it is to score. And the more you feel like the game is working against you. So the way that we get back into the game is actually not trying to score. It's asserting ourselves in areas outside of scoring. So that might mean like crashing the boards really, really hard and getting a bunch of rebounds, grinding, like boots on the ground on the defensive end, slap the floor and put your intensity into stopping your man. Work your way into the game through other aspects of the game. And usually, well, I'll put it this way, the aspect of the game that you do have control over is your effort, your intensity, and your aggression. You don't have full control over whether or not you score on a play. Like, other players might have the ball. Your coach may call it a play for another player on the team. So that you don't have full control over that. You do have full control over how hard you're playing in other areas of the game. So work your way into the game through exerting effort in other areas. Rebounding, defense are typical ones. It could be something simple like setting screens and running your routes with precision, okay? It could mean, if you're on the bench, like really getting into the game and talking and communicating with your team. By doing this, putting your energy back into the game, you begin to get the game coming to you almost like a magnet. And you can think of it this way. This is like one of the foundational principles in law number 6, the law of magnetism. If our attention is being pulled away from the game and inwards towards ourselves. So rather than focusing on what's happening in the game, we're focused on like, how many points have I scored? How can I score more points? How can I get more touches? Why isn't the game going my way? The attention is wrapped up here in our thoughts. Redirect it back into the game and put your physical energy into the game. If our attention's back here, it's like two opposite poles of magnets that like can't touch no matter how close you get them to each other. If you put your attention on the game and your physical energy into the game, it's like flipping those magnets around and suddenly they just like snap together instantly. And you'll find that naturally by putting your energy and your aggression and your intensity into other aspects of the game, you just begin to find yourself in scoring opportunities. The game begins to flow through you because you're putting attention energy into it, okay? So the next time that you are struggling to play in the way that you want to, and usually that means you're not scoring a lot, you're not getting a lot of touches, work your way into the game in other ways, and you will naturally begin to score within the flow of the game. If you crash the boards hard enough, you're going to get some putbacks. If you grind on defense, you're going to get into passing lanes and steal and find yourself on the fast break and get some layups. If you put energy and intensity into the game and into like on every single set play, running it with precision, you're going to naturally, within the flow of the offense, find yourself in the right place to score. So when you find yourself up here, how am I playing? How can I play better? Why am I not scoring? Why am I not getting touches? Cut it off. Redirect energy and attention back into the game using physical energy, physical intensity, defense, rebounding, things of that nature. And you're going to turn around that bad game. Okay? So I hope that helped you out, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Hey, it's Taylor. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And if you did, the best thing to do right now while it's fresh in your mind is to head over to deepgame.com and join us in our free masterclass. Now, this is where you'll learn all 8 laws of the deep game and all of the fundamentals that you need to know about the part of basketball that's played with the mind. We've had players call this the best hour of basketball learning of their lives, and it's completely free right now. So head over to deepgame.com to join us, and I will see you there.